Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sayyid Rahil Muzawwir, and I welcome all of you to LMS by Superior Group of Colleges. So बच्चों हम चैप्टर 2 स्टडी कर रहे थे. चैप्टर 2 इज़ अबाउट बायोलॉजिकल मॉलिक्यूल्स और इससे पहले हमने कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स, लिपिड्स और प्रोटीन्स को स्टडी कर लिया. सो नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू स्टडी अबाउट न्यूक्लिक एसिड्स और इस टॉपिक को हम दो लेक्चर्स के अंदर डिटेल से स्टडी करेंगे. सो व्हाट आर न्यूक्लिक एसिड्स? ये फोर्थ ऑर्गेनिक मॉलिक्यूल हैं और इसका भी इंट्रोडक्शन है. सो सबसे पहले न्यूक्लिक एसिड्स वर डिस्कवर्ड फ्रॉम पस सेल्स एंड फिश स्पर्म, यानी जो पस बन जाती है पैथोजेंस और वाइट ब्लड सेल्स का जब कॉम्बैट होता है और उसके अंदर जो डेड सेल हो जाते हैं दोनों साइड से वो उससे पस बनता है. सो एमएल फिशर ने पस सेल से और फिश के स्पर्म से न्यूक्लिक एसिड्स को आइसोलेट किया. अब जो इनका नाम है ना वो एक्चुअली वो इनकी लोकेशन की वजह से और इनकी एसिडिक प्रॉपर्टीज़ की वजह से, चूँकि न्यूक्लियस से डिस्कवर किया गया तो न्यूक्लिक, और चूँकि इसकी प्रॉपर्टीज़ एसिडिक हैं इसलिए इनको एक कॉमन नेम दे जाता है न्यूक्लिक एसिड्स. अब इसकी दो टाइप्स हैं, एक है डीएनए और एक आरएनए. DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid and RNA is ribonucleic acid. So DNA is present in chromosomes, in nuclei of cells, और बड़ी कम अमाउंट में it is also present in chloroplast and mitochondria. While RNA is present in nucleolus, in ribosomes, in cytosol, and in smaller amounts in some other parts of the cell. Like in case of eukaryotic cell, RNA is also present uh, in attached form with endoplasmic reticulum, because ribosomes are attached to that to a part of endoplasmic reticulum. So obviously there would be some RNA attached there for the synthesis of protein. And nucleic acids are polymers of monomers known as nucleotides. So now there is a structure of nucleotide here. It comprises of three components. One is pentose sugar, second is phosphoric acid, and third one is nitrogenous bases. Now there are two groups of nitrogenous bases. One is purine and other are pyrimidines. So purines are bigger, they are double ring, while pyrimidines are single ring. So nitrogen bases, whether purines or pyrimidines, they are attached to the carbon 1 of the pentose sugar. Phosphoric acid is attached to the carbon 5 of the pentose sugar, and carbon 3 of pentose sugar has free hydroxyl group. Here you can see this is 5 carbon sugar, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 carbons. So with carbon 1 there is a nitrogenous base attached, and this base is known as adenine. And adenine we have read about it that it is a part of purine. So with carbon 3 there is hydroxyl group, free hydroxyl group, and with carbon 5 there are phosphate groups attached. So now this is a nucleotide of RNA, because in case of DNA there would be no oxygen and carbon number 2 of pentose sugar. In case of RNA, hydroxyl group is attached to a carbon 2. So here you can see another explanation for that pentose sugar and nitrogenous base combine, and after their combination the molecule formed is known as nucleoside. And when you add a phosphate molecule in it, it will become a nucleotide. When you add one phosphate, it will become nucleoside monophosphate, and when you add one other phosphate, it will become nucleoside diphosphate, and when you add another phosphate, it will become nucleoside triphosphate. So जो OH ग्रुप है 3 एंड पर, वो हम पढ़ चुके हैं कि वो अटैच होगा फॉस्फेट ग्रुप के साथ, और जो कि दूसरे न्यूक्लियोटाइड के 5 एंड के ऊपर मौजूद है, और इससे बन जाता है फॉस्फोडाइस्टर बॉन्ड. अब इधर देख सकते हो कि ये एक न्यूक्लियोटाइड है, ये दूसरा न्यूक्लियोटाइड है. पहले न्यूक्लियोटाइड के कार्बन 3 का हाइड्रोक्सिल ग्रुप और इनकमिंग न्यूक्लियोटाइड के कार्बन 5 के साथ फॉस्फेट ग्रुप के OH, ये OH और ये OH, इनके दरमियान एक रिएक्शन होता है डिहाइड्रेशन सिंथेसिस, जिसको कंडेंसेशन कहा जाता है. वाटर मॉलिक्यूल रिलीज होता है और ये फिर फॉस्फेट अटैच हो जाता है इस कार्बन के साथ, ऑक्सीजन जो अटैच है इसके साथ. अब ये बन जाएगा डाई न्यूक्लियोटाइड, और जो बॉन्ड बनता है इसको बोलते हैं फॉस्फोडाइस्टर बॉन्ड. अब इसको एस्टर बॉन्ड इसलिए बोलते हैं बिकॉज ये अल्कोहल है और ये एसिड है. जब कोई भी अल्कोहल और एसिड आपस में कंबाइन होता है तो एस्टर बनता है, एस्टर बॉन्ड बनता है, तो इसलिए इसको फॉस्फोडाइस्टर बॉन्ड कहते हैं. So you can see different nucleotides. This is adenine, This is guanine, this is cytosine, thymine, and uracil. So uracil, thymine, and cytosine, these are pyrimidines. These are smaller nitrogenous bases, while adenine and guanine, they are double ring nitrogenous bases. So now we will study about deoxyribonucleic acid. It is a hereditary material, which means that it passes from one generation to another generation. So it contains genetic components, and amount of DNA varies from one species to another species. It means that the amount of DNA that is present in one cell of human being is different from the amount of DNA that would be present in a cell of bacteria or a cell of plant or a cell of fungi or any other species. So DNA is, in case of eukaryotes, DNA is present in nucleus, and it controls all the cellular activities, all the biochemical activities, all the metabolic activities that are going to take place in a cell in its lifetime. So now there are four types of nucleotides that would take part in its formation. First is uh, D-guanosine monophosphate, second is D-cytidine monophosphate, third is D-thymidine monophosphate, and fourth is D-adenosine monophosphate. So now there is a structure of DNA. The structure of DNA was explained by two scientists named as Watson and Crick, and their model is known as Watson-Crick model, and it is also known as double helical model. So according to that model, DNA is a double-stranded, like it contains two strands. Both strands are anti-parallel to each other. So we study the strand of DNA in a direction, and that direction is from 5' end to 3' end. So both these strands are anti-parallel, which means that if one strand is oriented from 5' to 3', and then other would be oriented from 3' to 5'. So these are anti-parallel to each other, and the strands contains nitrogenous bases, and these nitrogenous bases form hydrogen bonds with each other. So purine will make a hydrogen bond with a pyrimidine. So adenine will make two double bonds with thymine, while guanine will make three hydrogen bonds with the cytosine. So you have to memorize the number of bonds that are being made between purines and pyrimidines. So hydrogen bonding and between those strands, and hydrophobic interactions between the stacked bases. Now what does that mean? That there is a strand of DNA, it contains adenine, thymine, guanine. So these adenine, thymine, and guanine, these are stacked bases, they are placed over each other. So hydrogen bond between two strands and hydrophobic interactions between these stacked bases of one strand contributes to the stability of DNA. So one complete helical turn measures about 3.4 nanometer and has 10 bases in one strand. But if you consider the helical turn of both strands, it will contain 20 bases in total. So diameter of a DNA molecule is 2 nanometer, and the stacked bases of strands, they are 0.34 nanometer apart. So these are Watson and Crick. They built a scale model actually, and they also use the information by a biochemist known as Rosalind Franklin and Maurice Wilkins. So Maurice Wilkins and Rosalind Franklin performed X-ray diffraction experiments. They took DNA molecules from different species, from different cells, and then they bombarded those DNA molecules with X-rays. So X-ray molecules were diffracted back, and the results were uh, collected on a plate, and those X-ray plates gave some information, and that information was that the diameter of DNA is 2 nanometers. So Watson and Crick also used that information, and with adding their information, they built a model known as Watson-Crick model. So here you can see the diameter is 2 nanometer or 20 angstrom, and the diameter of helical turn is this distance is 10 angstrom, and this distance is 34 angstrom or 3.4 nanometer. And these are stacked bases. Here you can see guanine, adenine, thymine, cytosine, these are stacked bases. So the distance between these two stacked bases is 0.34 nanometer. So here you can see major grooves and minor grooves. Area here between two strands is much, so it is a bigger groove than this one. So sugar phosphate backbone is present to maintain stability in the molecule of DNA. So आई होप कि आपको ये लेक्चर समझ आया होगा। कोई क्वेश्चन हो तो ज़रूर पूछ लीजिएगा। इंशाल्लाह आपसे नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में मुलाकात होगी। अपना ख्याल रखिएगा। खुदा हाफ़िज़।